Jamie Dimon just confirmed that we will be millionaires in crypto. We know that Larry Fink from BlackRock flipped the script and confirmed we will be millionaires in cryptocurrency. But I'm going to break down the facts, figures, numbers, logic. So first, we need to take a journey back to 2017. I was in banking in 2017. I left August 2017. I was a vice president at a bank, and I walked out to start this journey. I didn't think I'd be doing this, but here we are. I remember when I was in bank in 2017, I was completely against cryptocurrency. Jamie Dimon had specifically said, if you were caught trading it, you will be fired, that it is a pet rock and he cannot stand Bitcoin. I'm paraphrasing, right? Also, Larry Fink, the largest asset manager in the world that is larger than most countries' GDPs, said that absolutely not. Bitcoin is used for money laundering. Okay. We've gone over this many times in the channel, and I'm going to re-show you a video from Larry Fink a year ago. And then I'm going to show you the video that just surfaced with Jamie Dimon just recently, very recently, where he says, okay, our clients can now buy cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin. So remember, they told you it's used for money laundering. They fudded you out of this. But interesting enough, Bitcoin, 95% of the supply is gone now in 2025. 80% of the supply has not moved, and America is not selling any of their Bitcoin. And as we stand today, Satoshi, pseudonymous, we don't know who that is. BlackRock is the number 2 holder in Bitcoin. Strategy B, which is a Bitcoin company now, went from MicroStrategies to a Bitcoin company. BlackRock is the top 3 holder in Strategy B. That's interesting. Grayscale and America are the top 4 holders in Bitcoin. 95% of the supply is gone. Only 5% is left. America is the largest holder in Bitcoin. And oh yeah, China is number 2 now. Interesting. And now countries around the world, CZ from Binance is flying around the world, and countries are feverishly trying to set up a Bitcoin strategic reserve to keep up with what America is doing. America is about to dominate Bitcoin. America is about to dominate cryptocurrency. And now all of a sudden, like I told you guys, I said this on this channel since 2020. Eventually, Jamie Dimon will come around. Now, he came around in the fact that his clients, but he still doesn't believe in it. But it doesn't matter if Jamie Dimon believes in it or not. He's ready for his clients to invest in it. So we're first going to show you a video from a year ago where Larry Fink talks about this is a flight to quality. Remember, they told you it was used for money laundering. Do you really think they believe that? Jamie Dimon to say Bitcoin, blockchain technology, and they have their own blockchain technology. They have JPM coin, which is Onyx, which converted to, I think, Links now. They have their own blockchain. They have their own settlement system. Okay, so let's dive right in.
I think it's just an example of the pent-up interest in crypto, and we are hearing from clients around the world about the need for crypto. I mean, when you think about, I think some of this rally is way beyond the rumor. I think the rally today is about a flight to quality with all the, all the issues around the Israeli war now, global terrorism. And I think there's more people running into a flight to quality, whether that is in treasuries, gold, or crypto, depending on how you think about it. And I believe crypto will play that type of role as a flight to quality.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you're... I think we're there, guys. I mean, well, let's just listen to Jamie Dimon. This was 2 hours ago. I'm recording this on Monday, just so you guys know, because I'm getting on a flight over to XRP Bitcoin conference in XRP Las Vegas. So I'm recording this on Monday. And as I'm recording this, this was 2 hours ago. Okay, check this out. Remember, Jamie Dimon. Now, and I will give him credit. He says, hey, listen, I'm not into Bitcoin. I'm not about it. But if you think Bitcoin is that bad, why would you want your company using it, right? But hey, he wants to help his clients out.
Times have changed. 4 years after calling Bitcoin worthless, JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon says that clients can now buy the cryptocurrency, but it doesn't mean he's buying it himself.
I am not a fan of it. We are going to allow you to buy it, and we're not going to custody it. We're going to put it on statements for clients. So, I don't think you should smoke, but I defend your right to smoke. I defend your right to buy Bitcoin. Go at it.
Just let it sink in, guys.
Go at it, right? Jamie Dimon, who also called Bitcoin a pet rock, understands that personal feelings can't get in the way of business, especially not while business is booming. Bitcoin topping records today. You have it above 111,000 per Bitcoin. This is as major crypto regulation bill advances now into the Senate. Meanwhile, hundreds of industry leaders head to Washington for a dinner with President Trump tonight. There's a lot going on. I want to talk about the Genius Act with you, Dagan. We've been talking about the.
So they're going to dive into the Genius Act. Guys, this last week has been absolutely phenomenal. Let me give you some other bullish news here since we're at XRP Las Vegas. Since as I'm recording this, when you're watching this, I'll be at Bitcoin conference in XRP Las Vegas. This came out from Cointelegraph yesterday. Breaking, Florida proposes eliminating capital gains tax on Bitcoin. And yes, you see it, XR. Bitcoin and XRP will be number one and number two. And as I do on every single video, because there's always new people watching, I share with you exactly what I'm doing. And someone said to me, many people say this on the comments, is you repeat the same things over and over again. Absolutely. I'm a very stoic, very calm, very disciplined person. And I explain it this way, is you should be leery or be aware of the man who changes their narrative every 15 minutes, who switches from real world assets, sharing about utility, to meme coins. And then when meme coins die, back to real world assets and going all over the place. And 1 minute it's this, 1 minute it's that. That is a man that is very confused and a man who doesn't have a solid foundation. And wise counsel comes from the one that you can measure, who is consistent over and over and over and over and repeats the same things over and over and over again. I can't run from these videos. I've been telling people Bitcoin and XRP since 2023 when I got into Bitcoin. And before that, 2020, I've been telling XRP that it's going to change the world. And I've been sharing people with exactly what I'm doing on every single video. And so I can't run from these videos. I can't hide from these videos. But one thing that I have is called conviction. I can't be fudded in. I can't be fudded out. I have a very, very solid game plan that I stick to. And this game plan not only created financial freedom for my family, but it's going to go from generation to generation. It's secure. It's locked up. Nobody can touch it. It has insurance components to it where nobody can get to it. And it's a very important plan. And I created this back in 2020, and I just followed it, disciplined and consistent. And now I'm passing this down to my kids, and then it'll pass down to my other kids and my grandkids, my other kids, my kids' kids. And this is very important to understand, is you can watch all my videos and go back and measure it. Okay. So Bitcoin, I'm not selling. I buy it every single day, and I buy XRP every single day. Now I have other cryptocurrencies, Solana, HBAR, ADA, not financial advice. I'm just peeling back the curtain. XLM, Cardano, VeChain, those are my top ones. Okay. And I have many other, but I'm going to be consolidating down into probably maybe 10 to 7 cryptocurrencies by the bull run because of this ecosystem I have. I'm share with you. I think it's very foolish to be all in one asset class. I think it's ridiculous. I think that's the way that your kingdom will crumble. Okay. You don't want to be in a vertical strategy. I have a very diversified strategy. So Bitcoin is like gold. Okay. That's a bank for us. We buy it every day. I'm never selling it. Okay. All my other cryptocurrencies, when they profit, I work to, number one, create cash flow. I did this from 2020 to 2022 in the bull run. I didn't buy Lambos, watches, big houses. I bought cash flow. I created 6 companies. 3 of them are heavily in profit now. We got a couple other coming up. And so I keep pumping into these businesses, scaling the businesses, growing the businesses. And when my cash flow increases, I transmute the cash flow into deflationary assets. I get out of the US dollar and I go into things like Bitcoin and XRP that have a fixed supply. When those profit, I pull it, put it into cash flow. I pull it, I put it into insurance policies. Okay, I pump my premiums every single month. When this bull run hits on the back end of this year, I'll be pulling profits from my altcoins, 50% of my altcoins. I'll be stuffing it into my life insurance policies. When those are max fund, the overflow will go into deflationary assets. It'll go into cash dividend ETF strategies. And if there are business opportunities I can buy more cash flow, I'll buy cash flow. So I'm working to create cash flow. Cash flow goes into assets that are deflationary that continue to go up over time. When those profit, and if they're a nice profit, I pull. And I only pull if I can put it into something that will be protected, grow tax-free, borrow tax-free, pass down tax-free, or is going to create cash flow. If not, I'm not going to pull because there's a leverage component. Okay. Just like the Bitcoin. I borrowed from my Bitcoin at 14% just recently. I bought a general agency, a firm, and that firm is paying it back. We have 10 months left. 10 months left. We already paid 2 months of it. I will only pull from an asset if I can pay for the assets, the cash flow from the asset I buy will pay it off. Okay, I didn't touch my Bitcoin. I borrowed at 14%, bought the general agency. We have 10 months left. That loan will be paid off. I never touched my Bitcoin. I borrowed from the company. Okay, but Michael Saylor's model, Bitcoin goes up 50% every year. So I borrowed at 14. I'm netting 36% of my money. If you do the math, right? There's a lot of risk to that though. You should never borrow against a crypto asset, specifically in a bull market too, just like I did. We anticipate it's going to continue to go up in the back end of the year unless you have the liquidity either in the bank or you can get access to a line or credit at a bank, or I can borrow from my insurance policies. I wouldn't have done it unless I can right size that if the crypto market comes collapsing down, because you will get liquidated. Okay. I had to collateralize whatever amount of Bitcoin I did to get 70% to buy the firms. That makes sense? So don't ever. So you hear people saying, well, you could borrow to pay your bills if you're in a, no, go get a second job. Go clean windows, go mow lawns. Like, no, don't borrow against your Bitcoin to pay bills. You borrow against an asset to buy something that will pay the loan back so you can multiply your money, richest man in Babylon. The reason why we did it from Bitcoin, number one, we want to practice what we preach. Number two is we did the risk weighting. We're like 14%. Bitcoin, we believe, is going to go to about 180 to 200,000 on the back end of this year. Okay, it's going to continue to appreciate. The firm is already profitable. We just moved from an IMO to our own general agency. We became the top of the house. And so we knew that we already had the cash flow, so the cash flow could pay it off very easily. So we already had that in place. And then we had a plan in place just in case something happens. We have a Bitcoin treasury and XRP treasury for our companies. So one of our companies. And does that make sense? I just want to make that very clear because people run out and they're like, oh, well, I'm going to go get a loan to buy a car. No. You take a loan from, or your insurance too. You only take it to buy cash generating businesses or an asset that will appreciate that you can pay the loan back. Okay. I don't want to leave a bunch of debt to my family. I want to leave a bunch of cash generating businesses, cash generating assets, cash generating dividends. And I want to, when I pass, I want all that death benefit. I want that cash value passing down to my family. Okay. Whew, it's a lot of info, man.